Hello, one and all. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable because it is once again time for another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. We're going to pick two random SoulsBorne bosses. And then this past week, I had myself a little incident. I lost a battle to an apple slicer, as I am wont to do with inanimate, sharp objects. So each one of these SoulsBorne bosses is going to get a bag of apples. And whoever slices up the apples the fastest and the cleanest will be the winner. We've moved from community service to having them doing odd jobs for me as a way to find winners in these contests. So, just doing whatever I can to get by in life right now. So yeah, these SoulsBorne bosses are going to be helping me out with life, I guess, as we move along here. Yeah, I cut myself with an apple slicer because I'm an idiot, and I bled through 2 Band-Aids in 2 hours, and yeah, it was a fun time. So, of course, I told Todd this, and Todd responded, "Oh, you lost the fight to an apple?" Just the apple, and then it was Apple, the computer company, and then it was a whole thing. Anyway. Pretty close to 100 bosses in this little random generator that I have created. And the battlefield has been cleared. It can house any and all SoulsBorne bosses. And it has at least housed them all at least once. So we are going to stop this little generator. And we are going to see who we are going to land on. Sorry, it is early in the morning. And find out who the first competitor is going to be on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Osiris, the Consumed King, making, I believe, his second appearance on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Osiris is tough. He's tough, especially in that second phase. He gets really super aggressive. Kind of an interesting boss, too. I don't know what the deal is with that baby. I don't think anyone really does, to be honest with you. Whether the baby is real, whether it's not real. Although in the boss fight, you can hear the baby crying, so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether that baby is real. I don't know whether Osiris is considered one of the best bosses in the game or not. I don't know. Actually, I know he's not considered one of the best bosses in the game, but he is tough. He is difficult. So, Osiris appearing here on SoulsBorne Battle to the Death is never a bad thing, because things could get very interesting. So, we are going to take this wheel for another spin, and we are going to decide the opponent for Osiris, the Consumed King, in this apple slicing contest I have conjured up for SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. Fun times around here. Fun times. Should be a interesting and visually exciting contest, I guess. Except not really. So, it's kind of like watching paint dry, I guess. I don't really know. Okay. Osiris, the Consumed King, in one corner, and in the other corner we have the Witch of Hemwick from Bloodborne. Oh boy. If you have watched SoulsBorne Battle to the Death, right? That's what the show is, right? SoulsBorne Battle to the Death before, you know that I cannot give you my opinion right here and now, because legally I am not able to do so. I have to go through the contractually obligated bios first, but I do have an opinion on this. So, actually, I'm not technically supposed to say that either. So, I am going to clamp my mouth shut, except not really, and then we are going to go to the contractually obligated bios. So, let's have a look at Osiris, the Consumed King. So, the Twisted Tale of Osiris, pronounced correctly this time. The Consumed King takes place in the Kingdom of Lothric, which is the site of Dark Souls 3. Imagine that. Osiris and his bloodline were synonymous with creating champions to link the first flame and keep the Age of Flame going. Somewhere along the line, he marries Guinevere, Princess of Sunlight, the lucky bastard, and with her, birthed the twin princes, Lorien and Lothric. On a separate note, I like how it says on the fandom wiki here that the Osiris and Guinevere generated the twin princes, like somehow electronically they did so. So Lothric was the one that was tasked to become a worthy champion, and eventually sacrifice himself to link the first flame. But unfortunately, he never grew to be anything more than a sickly and frail child who never grew out of his baby clothes. Although I myself kind of wonder if Lothric was just pretending to be sick to get out of sword practice. So when it became revealed that Lothric was just of a sickly demeanor and was never going to be the worthy champion that they envisioned, Osiris resorted to some repulsive measures to try and make this happen, and one of those methods was to try and fuse the souls of the twin princes together, hoping that Lothric would share in Lorien's strength and power that he possessed. Unfortunately, it worked the other way. Lorien became weaker and lost the use of his legs, so good job, guys. And in the end, it didn't matter anyway, because Lothric just basically decides, fuck it, let the flame die, we're going to usher in the Age of Dark. So, he didn't give a shit from the very beginning, and I don't know that I completely blame him, but, you know, whatever. So at that point, Osiris begins his descent into madness. He becomes obsessed with dragons. He begins to worship the White Dragon Seath, and becomes obsessed with studying sorceries and things of that nature. Somewhere along the way, he manages to turn himself into a distorted, scaleless dragon. How he did this is never explained, so I guess it's not important. And then, in his never-ending quest to champion a child who would link the first flame and sacrifice themselves, he fathers another child with Guinevere, who in turn promptly disappears shortly thereafter, and can't say that I blame her. The new child was named Ocelot and was christened the Child of Dragons. But as you can see, when you face Osiris in Dark Souls 3, Ocelot is invisible, or not there at all, or it's really hard to tell. You can hear a baby crying when you come into that boss room, and while you're fighting Osiris, and during the fight, Osiris even smashes the baby on the ground and goes even madder than he was. So there's a long-standing question here. Is Ocelot real? Is Ocelot not real? Did Guinevere leave because Osiris thought they fathered a new child and they really hadn't? And she kind of realized he was just off his rocker and fucking insane? So many questions. But yeah, Ocelot would retreat into the consumed garden and to protect his child of dragons from anyone that might come after him. And when you find him in Dark Souls 3, that's where he is. Then he's holding the baby, and he smashes the baby, and then he goes mad, and then yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, that brings the tale of Osiris to a close. All that being said, Osiris is certainly no joke, and he's very... in the first phase, he's very magic-oriented, and in the second phase, he's very aggressive on all fours, and he still uses magic, but now he's just, you know, completely crazy, so... he's certainly not a boss to be taken lightly, so... it'll be interesting to see some future battles with Osiris and some of the bosses in SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. The Witch of Hemwick essentially is an eye collector who has collected enough eyes to be able to perform some arcane magic. Her outfit is apparently has some eyes, or is made of some eyes, made of eyes. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. I did not realize that when I read it in the wiki. But basically, she has 3 tricks. She has the ability to create a clone of herself. She has the ability to turn herself invisible. And she has the ability to summon 3 Mad Ones at one time. Basically, all 3 of these things serve to be annoyances. She has 3 annoyance spells, basically, that she can use against you. And when you fight her, basically the entire boss fight is you running away from the Mad Ones and running around the level and trying to find her and attack her as much as humanly possible. In the world of, SoulsBorne games, this fight is not particularly difficult. It's, like I said, it's basically just an annoyance. So the Witch of Hemwick is basically a gimmick boss, really, if you really, I guess, break it down and think about it. But, I mean, she can cause problems. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's not going to kill you at any point, but yeah, it's just really, really irritating because the Witch of Hemwick. Yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say about her, and there really wasn't much in the way of lore on the fandom wiki. I can't sit here and say that she's going to be a boss that's going to be remembered in SoulsBorne lore, but when she shows up in Battle to the Death, I guess you can still say it's an interesting time because you never know what you're going to get. So I guess there's always that. I don't think what I'm about to say is going to be particularly controversial. I am pretty sure that Osiris just steamrolls over the Witch of Hemwick and however many Mad Ones she's able to summon, and whatever. I don't think it matters that much, especially when it comes to that second phase, as I said earlier, of Osiris. I mean, maybe if Osiris were to stay in that first phase, maybe the Witch of Hemwick stands a chance if she summons the Mad Ones and they do some damage as well. But I really don't think that the Witch of Hemwick stands a chance here. I think Osiris has too many tools up his sleeve. I mean, just with the frost magic alone, I think he takes care of the Mad Ones. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Osiris just runs away with this one pretty much any way he wants to. Just in the stampeding thing he does back and forth in that second phase, he can pretty much take care of this, pretty much however he wants, whenever he wants. So this is a victory for Osiris, and probably a quick one at that. He's probably home in time for dinner. But that is just my opinion. Feel free to leave yours in the comments. And with that, yet another edition of SoulsBorne Battle to the Death draws to a close. RobertBlanchardBooks.com. If you're interested in the award-winning Roar of a Dragon series, you can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. If you'd like to hear more about them, the Rise of Dragons podcast, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. My Linktree, my Instagram, my Twitter, all Bobby's World 2110. Mondays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now is the Dark Souls Remastered No Estus run. This past Monday, I believe we ventured into the Lower Undead Burg, which I finally remembered was a thing. I had been trying to fight the Moonlight Butterfly and was probably grossly underleveled for it. So I had started trying to look up how I could level up my pyromancy, and that's when I remembered that the Lower Undead Burg was a thing. So I started venturing down there, and we are heading toward a boss that people seem to remember down there. So that's probably going to be next on the agenda. And Wednesdays, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is what you're watching right now. SoulsBorne Battle to the Death. So I don't really think that I have to describe to you exactly what that is because you just watched it. So, that sounds about right. So, as always, lots more stuff coming your way on the channel. Leave a like, subscribe, notifications, and all that crap. I love you guys and I appreciate your support. I've been saying in the last few weeks that the channel has experienced some growth, and I am extremely appreciative of that. It's been fun to watch the analytics of the videos, and it's just been very cool to watch. So I appreciate you guys for it. It's been a very trying time. It's been a time of mental breakdowns and tears and all this crap. So I'm just trying to fight my way through it. And I actually talked to my boss about taking some time off at the end of next month. So I just gotta be able to fight through and get there so I can use that time off to get my head on straight. And I think everything will be okay. I think I just need to step away for a little bit and you know, get my head screwed on straight. But there's not gonna be there shouldn't be any breaks in the YouTube channel and any of that stuff. So should be more of that stuff headed your way. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to update you guys on. So just sending love and peace and all that happy stuff as much as humanly possible, because as I always say, there's just not enough of it in the world. So yeah, be good to your fellow man. The world needs more of it. So I hope everyone has an outstanding week. Be well, stay safe, and as always, it's Bobby's World, and you're all just living in it. CLC for live, y'all. Bye. What's going on, guys? Thank you for checking out the video today, but I got a question for you. Did you know I wrote a book? Did you know I wrote 3 books? Did you know that they're all part of the same series? The Roar of a Dragon, The Treachery of a Weasel, and The Cry of a Raven. ReadersFavorite.com says that its intensity rivals that of the Game of Thrones series. Now, I personally think that's crazy, but it's not for me to judge. It's for you to judge. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com and you can check out the books right now. But wait, that's not all. All 3 books got 5-star reviews in ReadersFavorite.com. These books won the silver medal in the Literary Titan Awards. The Cry of a Raven won silver at the Global eBook Awards. So what are you waiting for? Read about Aiden's dream to become a Knight of Delmar. Read about his death and resurrection. Oops, I gave that away, didn't I? And read about his journey back home from 3,000 years in the future to stop the evil that started in Delmar. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com. You can read the first 3 chapters of each book there for free. And then, if you're interested, you can buy the books there as well. And if you've already read the books or you just want to hear more about them, you can check out the Rise of Dragons podcast. You can listen to it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And in every episode, I cover a character from the book, an event from the book, my journey into writing, and everything in between. Ripley, what do you got to say about all this?
Give me a treat or I will end you.
You know she's telling you to check out the books. Go to robertblanchardbooks.com to check out the books or listen to the Rise of Dragons podcast if you want to hear about them. That's all I got to say, and thank you for watching this video.